I haven't seen 1 minute of Game of Thrones in my life.
Billions? You ever watch Billions?
Nope.
Well, that's good.
Is it? I've heard great things about both. I think my wife and I will start watching Game of Thrones. I'm going to suggest it. We've been looking for something since Breaking Bad. That was a while ago.
You're a little behind.
I know.
Pretty
we watched Breaking Bad like 5 years later.
I mean, but then you can just binge it. It's actually better that way.
It's great. It's actually
because if you like it, you always have something to watch.
I agree.
By the way, what did you make of Tiger Woods yesterday?
I was and I'm not a huge Tiger Woods fan, certainly not a huge golf fan, but I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, Boston, Indy, it can wait, and I was happy for him. I thought it was great. Comeback story. I felt like he was unfairly treated. Now, I don't agree with his, philandering and all that, cheating on his wife, but I felt there's a lot of athletes that do that.
Right.
And the only difference between them and Tiger Woods is he got caught.
Right.
And so to see media people who know other guys were doing it in golf and other sports, and just to pounce on Tiger the way they did, even guys in the media that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not to that degree because they don't have the opportunities, but they pounced on him too. And I just thought the hypocrisy was ridiculous. And so I'm glad that he bounced back. And I'm just hoping now he can challenge Nicholas, 18.
No,
that'd be great. But it was great. It was just, By
the way, Tiger won his first Masters. Tom Brady was a backup quarterback at Michigan. It's been a long road. It's been a long road. Man. All right, Sixers lost. Let's start with this. More talent. That team's a mess. Something's happening in the Sixers locker room. What is it? Who's to blame? You can't lose to the Nets at home. And that's the one series that we both said had upset on it.
Right.
We both said we don't trust the Sixers' chemistry. Who's to blame?
They got so many issues. I'm going to start, not because he's the most to blame, but Brett Brown, he's going to go. Yeah. I mean, it's just, he was great for the process, but now when he faces a tactical coach, this is why I said, there's no way they're beating Boston if they ever play. Like, there's no way, because Brad Stevens is too tactical and out-coaches him. Kenny Atkinson is similar. He's got his team playing hard, 110% all the time. Tactically, he's out coaching Brett Brown. So that's one. Two, your two stars or two of your four, Embiid and Simmons, are not mature enough to lead this team deep into the playoffs.
I don't think they like each other.
Well, yeah, there's tension there. It's not, I don't think it's not outright, despising one another, but there's tension there because both want to be the man. Embiid is still young and silly. And he wants to be this celebrity. And Ben, there are people that'll tell you Ben really is more concerned about being a celebrity than a superstar basketball player. Not realizing the celebrity comes with being the superstar basketball player. Look, 20 years ago, certainly in the 80s, you would have been able to get away with not being able to shoot. But in today's NBA,
it's a major problem.
It is. It's a downright liability.
No question.
Because as a point guard, he's great in the open floor, but in the half-court sets, he struggles.
Don't have to guard him.
So they put him in the post, and you can't have two guys in the post anymore. So that forces Embiid to go outside, which he likes to do anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why he's shooting threes and mid-range jumpers. Embiid should be able to demolish them. You saw what Boban did in the post.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop him. So those are problems. Brett hasn't figured out how to get Tobias Harris involved.
Yeah.
They've got major issues. They should still win this, even with Embiid being hampered. But they got issues.
Okay, man. I read this. The Warriors took a 1-0 series lead. You say they have an unspoken rallying cry in the playoffs?
One last hurrah.
A timeout. So the Warriors in the locker room are saying
No. I'm saying I'm in here. In here. They can't be spoken because they can't outright talk about KD. We know he's leaving. But in their heart of hearts, they all know this is the last hurrah. KD is probably out. DeMarcus is certainly out. Draymond.
They're not paying Draymond big money. Period. No way.
Okay, so maybe I think they will. I think there's a number they'll go to keep him in an extension. But he just signed with Clutch. And one thing about Clutch and Rich Paul, they try to get every last dollar.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if Draymond thinks, hey, I could go play with LeBron and the Lakers. I think Draymond's smart enough to know that in most teams, he is not Draymond. Like, he could go somewhere and get exposed. You know, because if you expect too much from him, you expect he's a max guy. He's not that. He's perfect in Golden State. Hopefully he stays. But my point is, this could be, they know in their heart of hearts, this could be it. Let's go out with a bang. Let's win 3 straight. KD wants to compete with LeBron. LeBron didn't win 3 straight with the Heat. This is another way for him to up LeBron. So that's the silent, the unspoken rallying cry. They just meet eyes and they know one last hurrah.
Portland beats the Oklahoma City Westbrooks. He's snippy after the game. It would be easy for me to hammer on Russell Westbrook, but my takeaway is Thunder's still going to win this series, right?
Yes, I think so. Look, Paul George's injury is a problem. I think he's going to, because it's his shooting shoulder, he's going to have to go to the hoop more and not settle for the 3-point shot. He was, 4 for 15, I think, from 3 in game 1. So I need him to penetrate more where he could probably finish at a better rate than he is from 3 with that injury. Westbrook, look, I've said it. I love him. Iconic, all that. Ugh. He's not going to win a title.
No.
If they I do have them going to the Western Conference Finals.
No, I think you're making
Look at that side of the bracket. Either the Spurs, okay, either Denver, who's a newbie in the playoffs, or Portland, who's been bounced and swept the last 2 years, or OKC. One of them's going to the conference finals. It's like a bad region in the NCAA tournament. So you thinking Spurs? Because I picked Spurs over Denver.
I just don't. I think they're unraveling. I think Westbrook's unraveling again. I think it's who he is. I'm not trying to pick on him, but I think they'll win this series because they have better players. But I think Paul George they're not going to go 5 for 35. I sat there for about an hour and they didn't hit a single 3. And it's bad. Finally, Lakers head coaching search. Who's it going to be? A minute left.
Ty Lue. I mean,
it's done.
But I think they're doing it backwards. Unless it's I guess Rob Pelinka's running everything now. Because if you bringing in a president to be over him, why in the world wouldn't you hire the president and he and Rob pick the coach?
That's what I thought.
It's ridiculous. Or if you're bringing in a GM to be under Rob or an assistant GM, why don't you bring him in and let them work together and pick the coach?
I don't get it. I said it this weekend to a friend. They're picking the coach before the general manager.
It makes no sense. And that's why, look, Jawan, I think he may be great one day, but you can't experiment right now. You got 2-3 years with LeBron James. You better go all in.
Is Pelinka hiring the coach quickly because he wants to force Jeannie to know, oh, I can't hire a GM because I got to make Pelinka the GM because he hired the coach? I think
Jeannie's all in on Pelinka because he's Kobe's guy. Because that was the sticking point with Magic. It wasn't Luke so much. It was Pelinka. That's Kobe's guy.
Good seeing you.
Good to be here. Good sports stuff going on.
Oh, tremendous sports stuff going on. All right, we got a final hour coming up. Katino Mobley stops by. More on Tiger. It's The Herd.